Welcome, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Today I want to talk about what you do when those around you are doubting you, or you may be in the position that because of that or whatever may have kind of brought you to that particular point, you're experiencing a little bit of extra self-doubt. Oftentimes that comes about because of things that are going on or the past that we have, and plenty of times we look to friends and family hoping that they will be the support, the cheerleaders that we want. So that's what they're there for. They're there to give us love and support and build us up. And it would be awesome if that's how that always worked. But it isn't always the case. So today I'm going to spend a couple of minutes to talk to you guys about that, what to do in those cases, how to strengthen yourself. So Monday through Friday, noon Eastern time, these high performance calls for Blake Newbar's partner program are right here live on Zoom. If you miss them live, they're on the recordings. This one will be up probably in about 8 hours, end of the day today. It'll be up on the YouTube channel. V, if you've got the link for the YouTube channel, if you want to drop that into the chat box for me. If you guys missed it, pretty much everyone this last week should have gotten a couple of videos and then the slides for success training that we did. And I'm hoping that some of you sat down over the weekend and wrote a little bit, kind of thought about your own equation a little bit, where you're at, what you're wanting to achieve, either a current goal that you're working on right now or something more long-term, and work that out. So spend a little time, if you haven't yet, go back and look for that email that went out, I believe on Friday. It's got the slides and a couple of videos. So sit down, do your own, write out your own equation, figure out where you need to go and what you need to do. And on that note, yes, I did get a little bit of sun this weekend. We were at the beach. And this is kind of why I wanted to touch on this topic, looking at one thing that, if you haven't noticed it yet, you probably will at some point, especially if you keep on this pathway to building yourselves into something more. Most people, on this whole planet, most that I've encountered, whether they're starting the journey or they've never been on it, most people are uncomfortable with success. And they're uncomfortable when other people are on a pathway that will lead them to success. They can't handle it. They don't like seeing other people succeed, or they don't like seeing other people strive to make themselves better in order to succeed. So if you're on that pathway, if you are currently in this position where you are working on self-development and you are working to become the best version of yourself, and you're working to build up this business or anything else that you may be doing, whether it's work, physically trying to become healthier, lose weight, eat better, exercise more, you're reading more, you're trying to do all of these little things, and you've got people around you and the support isn't there, and you're wondering what the heck can you do, I'm going to tell you that there will be moments when you realize this journey may be a little bit more lonely than you think. Even if people are directly around you, it doesn't mean that the relationship is going to give you what you feel you would like to have from them. The first thing that you need, if you're struggling with doubt, and doubt from others, oftentimes because you're talking about what you want to do, the first thing that you need to understand is that oftentimes that doubt is simply a reflection of how you are feeling, and they may be voicing the doubt that they see in you. So one of the first things that you need to do is have a talk with the man or the woman in the mirror. You need to be clear about what you want. You need to be concise. You need to decide to commit, and you need to understand that it's a journey and that perfection doesn't happen right at the beginning, and you've got to be okay with a little bit of, stumbling here and there. But you have to constantly strengthen yourself, strengthen your own resolve. Right? What do we talk about? Motivation's a lot like taking a shower, and you hopefully are showering daily or more than once a day. You're doing what you need to take that, hygiene where it needs to be. Success is the same conversation you need to have with yourself each and every day. You need to be doing something. Understand that doubt will creep in from time to time. And when it's there, you need to address it. Now, what happens a lot of times, you see it and you go, oh, but this is, something that's in line with my goals and my values and what I want to achieve. And so I'm going to go after it. And it's absolutely something that I can do if I'm willing to work and push myself And then 5-10 minutes later, the doubt will creep back up and say, well, yeah, it is in line with your goals and you could achieve it if this happens and if this happens and if you do these things and if the stars align but you could also be spending your time doing this, or you could be spending your time doing that. Or look, here's a brand new thing you can go attempt. Or did you hear what so-and-so said? Maybe we should listen to them. And that's when you need to recognize the strength has to be in your hands. And that's the only thing that's going to lift you up. You've got to be willing to strengthen yourselves, guys. Next, understand that as much as your friends may love you, they may not have your best interest truly at the center of why they're doing it, or what they are saying may not have your best interest in mind. And what I mean is they may think they're doing it out of a sense of love, but oftentimes it's what they're saying and what they're doing. The reason that it isn't as supportive is because what you're in the middle of doing is shining a light on their inadequacies. And people really don't like that. Because if you're doing it, if you're spending the extra time working on an additional business and you're spending the extra time in the middle of the day watching these, or you're watching a rerun of it, or you're reading your book, you're listening to a pod, you're sitting down and you're working on stuff, and they see you doing it. Meanwhile, they're sitting over on the couch or scrolling through social media, spending time their own way. If you're pushing yourself, that means technically they could do it too. If you're in the middle of losing weight, well, then damn it, what's their excuse? Well, it's my thyroid. It's my this. It's my genes. It's this. It's that. And, let's come up with 100 different excuses. They're not comfortable with you doing it because it shines on their own inadequacies. And at the same time, they will justify not succeeding by saying that they're just not comfortable with, they don't need that, right? So another part of this is their definition of success. They're thrusting onto you because if you're pushing past that, then you're either egotistical or selfish, or, you're not focused enough on them or the family or this or the other. And so if they're, pointing at you and say, Patricia, you're doing a little bit too much. Do you really need to do all that? Look at how much you're doing already. Can't you just come out with us now? You've been working on this as it is. Why do you need to spend more time? It's a lot like, one of the big reasons we're going out to Arizona is for my mom's 70th birthday, and we haven't been out in a while. And so the whole family's getting together. And one of the things I told my mom, I said, is there a restaurant in town or anywhere nearby that you've never eaten at, or that you've really wanted to, or that you just absolutely love? I would love to take you out for a really nice dinner, Mom, because I know she doesn't do it for herself. And I said, I'd love to take you out. And she said, oh, I don't need that. I don't like fancy dinners anyway. I'm happy with whatever, right? Fill in the blank. She'd be thrilled to death with Chick-fil-A, right? I know that the reason for that is truly because spending money on something like a fancy dinner has always seemed like a big extravagance to her. She would never do it. She would never spend the money on herself. And money like that is a waste. And I'm not talking about living above and beyond your means or doing anything that's crazy. And I'm not talking about going in and spending, $1,000 on a dinner or getting some crazy bottle of wine. Like I am, and we're a cheap date. We don't drink at all. So dinners end up being a little bit cheaper than they would be anyway, right? So, but taking her to a nice restaurant, I want to be able to do that. And she's uncomfortable with it. I've told you guys before, but my fiance and I plan on getting married in Italy. We're going to go do it there. And I want to fly her mom out. I want to fly my mom out. And my mom's going, oh, I just don't know if I want to travel because I'm getting old and it's more difficult. And she's coming up with excuses, and the excuses have really, the biggest one is, am I going to have to spend more money? Even though I'm the one that's going to take care of it for her, she can't picture doing something like that benefits her. If she had that, she would probably give it away to one of the other kids or one of the grandkids.
I just want to say something here, Andrew. I have noticed that when, especially with ladies, when their significant other partner passed away in their young age, they do become a little bit kind of like don't want to spend
Yeah,
money on things because you know what they think, hey, who else is going to earn for them other than themselves, right? That's
right.
one of the fear they have as well.
Yeah. They're I want you to think about, so when you're looking at just success in general, guys, and you're going through this process and you're wondering why others around you, sometimes they just may not be comfortable with it. And if they see you spending on it, then they're going, oh my gosh, Ryan, you shouldn't do that. You should hold on, because what happens if the market falls? And I mean, you've got a little bit now, but what happens if, oh my gosh, you have to be careful when. The next thing that you need to do, guys, when you hear this, especially if it's coming from someone that you really love or you've respected for years and years, whatever position they may be in, and if the support isn't there the way that you would like, know that they are not a prophet. What they say is not your future. Your life is your life. You are the one in charge. You are the one that's got the possibilities to achieve whatever you want to do. What they are saying isn't going to be the outcome. They're basing it off of their life and their fears and possibly who you were in the past. Because let's all admit we've all been or done things that we're not super proud of, and we're trying to become better. So maybe they're basing it off of that. Who I am now is not who I was 5 years or 10 years ago, or how I was as a kid. So who I'm trying to become, that person has bearing on who I am simply because it gives me a bit of a foundation, but they're pulling all of that based off of that and not who you are and who you're capable of becoming. You need to look at those that are around you. Okay. And then they're just trying to keep us safe. They are, Ernie, but that's playing it safe is never going to get you where you truly want to be. They have that love and they don't want you to be hurt. It's the same reason why in love, you're starting a relationship. What do they tell you? Be careful. Are you sure? Is this really the one you want to spend your time with? They say the same thing about career. And yeah, it's oftentimes it's coming from a place of love. They just don't understand the other side of it and where you can go with it. Guys, a lot of this came about, this weekend. I mentioned at the beginning, this can be a pathway that can be pretty lonely. This weekend we're out with my fiance. We're out by the beach with her family. There were some friends that came and hung out with us for a day, and they were talking and just hearing the way people compliment with a pointed jab. Oh, you did this, but did you, like, just little things over and over throughout the afternoon. And I'm listening and I'm staying quiet because, if someone doesn't want to talk, I'm not going to put anything in. And if they're going down that pathway, I'd rather not engage in a conversation that's going to make either of us feel any more uncomfortable. But I was listening, and I heard a number of people that are scared about where they are. They're scared about the choices that they've made. They're scared about the current situation, and many of those things are understandable, but they're uncomfortable with the choices that we're making to advance because they don't have any idea how they would react in that situation. And that's where a lot of it came from. So think about who you're dealing with and who you're talking to and where they're coming from. And then outpouring of love, charity. You do everything you can to help and support, but sometimes you need to insulate yourself. And oftentimes the best way to insulate yourself is to become the best version of yourself that you can be and push through no matter what. Your words are not going to be enough to take you where you need to be. It's going to follow with action. The only way to really show and change other people's doubt is a tremendous amount, massive action, constantly and consistently doing what you need to do. If you guys are feeling any of those moments, if you're feeling a little bit of doubt, send me an email. If you've got other people that are hounding you about it and you're wondering what to do, let's hop on a call. I will put the caveat out that I always do. I am not a therapist. I'm not a licensed professional. I've just had to deal with a lot of nonsense in my life, unfortunately, friends and family, and then being able to work with hundreds of different entrepreneurs going through a lot of the same processes that all of us are. So if I can give you any insight, then by all means, shoot me an email and I'll see if I can either hop on a quick call, send you a couple of words, maybe a video or a book or something that helped me. But on that note, guys, go out, do some amazing things for yourselves. Tomorrow's going to be a little bit longer. I just want you to think a little bit about it today. Who is around you? Who are the people around you? Who are supporting you? And who are the ones that you need to insulate yourself more from in order to be the best version of yourself? Sit down. Carlton, I'll get you the email from Friday. Everybody else, hopefully you guys got the email with the videos and the slides. Sit down, look at that equation. Pick one goal, one task, or one longer term dream. Write out that equation, figure out what you need to do to take things to the next level. And I will see all of you guys in just under 24 hours. Go have an awesome day, guys. Appreciate you. Take care, everybody.